Athena, and welcome to Bellingham's Backyard. This series is all about the geological events and history of Whatcom and parts of Skagit in British Columbia. Right now I'm standing in front of Nooksack Falls, surrounded by the nature of Mount Baker-Snoqualmie National Forest, east of Bellingham. What many people don't know is the Mesozoic history of the rocks the Nooksack River flows over. The rocks seen at Nooksack Falls are part of the Nooksack and Wells Creek volcanic members. These formations have a history dating back to the Middle Jurassic and early Cretaceous periods, and were once lava flows on an island off the coast of North America. At that time, most of Whatcom County didn't exist, and most of the rocks we see along the Mount Baker Highway hadn't even formed. This island arc formed from an oceanic plate going under or subducting another oceanic plate called the insular plate. As the oceanic plate subducted, it slowly melted. The subsequent magma that formed intruded through the insular plate, forming volcanoes. Similar to what we see with Mount Baker, just a bit more tropical. Over time, the volcanic arc was pushed into North America more and more. Eventually, it was stitched onto the North American plate. As volcanoes erupt, they layer lava, lahars, and even pyroclastic flows on top of one another. These layers are seen when you look at the cliff face right next to the falls. The rocks that I have here come from the viewing area around Nooksack Falls. Due to how dangerous it is to collect a sample from the water-soaked cliff just shown, geologists can use nearby outcrops to take samples from. Each rock layer tells its own story, and in some cases, rock layers can tell the same story from different times. Both of these are tough, and both formed sometime between the mid-Jurassic and early Cretaceous. The pyroclasts in each rock are less than 2 millimeters on average, although one of the samples has larger pyroclasts averaging around 0.5 millimeter. Pyroclasts are smaller pieces of rock, glass, and crystal formed via volcanic eruption. By examining the pyroclasts in each rock, it could tell us the composition of the volcano that once existed 140 million years ago. In my right hand, the smaller pyroclasts show the volcanic forces that created the particles in the rock were very violent. The magma that was in this ancient volcano had plenty of stored gases from the melting oceanic plate below it. The light gray color that we see in the rock may also indicate the magma was of intermediate composition. Intermediate magma depends on the silica content, silica being quartz. If magma is high in silica, it could form granite or rhyolite. And on the other hand, magma can be low in silica and forms basalt or gabbro. But let's get to the sample in my left hand. This rock was only 30 feet away from our first rock, but it shows that the ash of the volcano didn't travel as far, yet the magma was still full of gases. This sample is hard to analyze due to the amount of oxidation it has experienced over millions of years. Most of what I've shown here is what geologists see when they come across a road cut, cliff, or even a canyon. They see the different layers of rock and how they relate to one another. To unravel the story, the Earth is put down over 4.6 billion years. And if they have a sample from a layer, they can tell the most likely way that rock formed. Every rock tells a story, and I'll be here to share them with you in Bellingham's backyard. In my right hand, the smaller Pyroclast show. Wait, I didn't clap. For each rock layer tells its own story, and the one
I can see you. Hi, Pinky.